Welcome to another edition of the SoleSavy podcast. My name is Juan Hernandez. Joining us today is MLS superstar, US men's national team player, and avid sneakerhead, Kellyn Acosta. Kellyn, welcome to the show.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. How's the postseason treating you so far?
Yeah, it just ended. Yeah, after my last game on Saturday with the national team. So now I'm in vacation mode, trying to catch up on some shopping, getting ready for the holiday. So I'm excited to be back with my family.
Kellyn, one of the first questions I wanted to ask you was there any players, teams, kits, or boots that caught your attention early on and inspired you? We know soccer is a very self-expressive game, both on and off the pitch. So I was kind of curious as there was anything in particular that caught your attention and kind of shaped who you are as a footballer today.
Yeah, players. I always grew up watching Ronaldinho. He's just a guy that I definitely admired. When he was on the field, he just had a big smile on his face, and to see a guy having so much fun playing the sport was definitely inspiring for me. And and definitely, obviously, I don't know if anyone can replicate his game, but obviously, I just wanted to play with as much joy and as much passion as he did. And then you said for kits, you said?
Yeah, kits and boots.
Growing up, the boots that I always liked was the Vapors 1, 2, and 3. They were like the staple shoe, and like they were light. I think guys like Cristiano Ronaldo, the R9s were just crazy. I just like the silhouette of it. I think those are probably the best boots that I can recall. And then obviously the R10s with Ronaldinho, the Tiempos were pretty sweet. And then kits, there were so many. I just love that retro feel with the collar. And growing up, I went to Dallas Burn games, and like the classic Dallas Burn was kind of fire. And then the Barcelona jerseys were crazy. Even like dating back to even like the old retro, just MLS jerseys, they were just, they were just heat. They need to kind of bring them back. They were hot. But to single out some, I don't really have any that I could really single out though.
No, those are all great options. I know Luis and I were talking about how smooth the Colorado Rapids current jerseys are with that baby blue and burgundy touch. So it's always cool to kind of hear what inspired you and what some of your favorite were growing up.
Yeah. So, you kind of just mentioned that, the off season, you're kind of in that phase. You got a hell of a year on the national team, 17 wins, the most ever for the national team. And obviously, I'm a big fan of the little Dos a Cero victory. So happy about that. And, Nations League Gold Cup, for you and the squad, what was it like to, just cap off a really great year in such a monumental way?
Yeah. Like you said, it was a huge year, coming off from the summer that we had and then, transitioning into qualifiers. Obviously the summer was special, winning 2 trophies in a year against our rivals. Obviously it was something special, something huge. Qualifiers, each game has its own challenges and obstacles, but overall it's been decent. Second place in qualifiers. And obviously, being Mexico at home 2-0 was huge. And it was a great atmosphere that game. It's been a lot of fun. And having a record-setting year with the national team just shows how much growth the team has had over the years. And definitely not done yet. Obviously, capping off the year with our win against Bosnia was huge and ending the year strong. But, going into 2022, there's still a lot of work to be done. 6 games left. Our ultimate goal is to qualify for a World Cup, and it's a dream of mine to play in a World Cup. So I'm hoping to achieve that.
As Luis mentioned, you're a mainstay in the U.S. men's national team now. You've had 21 caps this year. You were nominated for Male Player of the Year. Talk to us a little bit more about how your role has developed since your first cap and kind of what it means to be a mainstay in the national team now.
Yeah, it's always been a goal of mine, to always be involved and I guess be a mainstay. It's been a huge year for me. 21 caps. Something I never thought that would happen, especially after having, a year and a half, 2-year absence from the team. And to be in the position that I am is, truly, truly remarkable. And just for me, I just kind of take it game by game. First and foremost, playing well with the club, club ball, and then that gives me an opportunity to get called into the national team. And then when I'm in the national team fold, try to make the most of it, each opportunity that I have. And, it's worked out pretty well for the most part. And yeah, I mean, it just, a blessing. I'm grateful that, the coaching staff and my teammates believe in me to put me in the game and put me in great positions to, be able to play, 21 games this year. So, I'm hoping to just continue to build on it. It was a lot to learn this year and a lot of growth to be had, but it was huge, and it was definitely special that I always remember, but, I always want more. So, next year and hoping to achieve a lot more.
Before we jump into club ball, kind of sticking to the national team, we've seen Berhalter wear a lot of heat, like on the touchline, like undefeated dunk lows, like, besides Berhalter, is there anyone else on the club that you guys kind of have a little friendly kick competition with?
Kick competition? I mean, it's always just cool to see people wear different kicks, right? So you have guys that are sponsored by, different athletic brands. So you got like Timothy Way wearing New Balance, and he brought some heat into camp. Christian with his Pumas. It's kind of cool to see a different silhouette. But I mean, a Nike guy that I usually chill with is probably Tyler Adams. He wears a lot of heat. Gotta give credit to Greg. I mean, he brings it. I mean, kind of jealous in the fact where, I mean, he pulled out the Patas. I forget what game it was, and I don't even think they released yet, and he had them. And I was truly amazed. I'm like, he knows his stuff, and this kind of just talking to him, and he's not one of those guys that's like, oh, I'm just gonna wear some heat. Like, he actually knows the shoe, and he's obsessed with, the little details of it, even like the box of the shoe comes in. I mean, for me, I don't necessarily keep the boxes. I'm just like, the shoes are fine with me. But he likes the boxes. He likes the little detail. So I have to respect it.
That's funny. Yeah, I think I remember seeing Berhalter. I think it was a British khaki Travis Scott sixes.
Yeah, was it Nations League, Gold Cup?
I think it was Nations League.
Nations League.
This man's not playing around.
he's bringing it. I mean, he had the Sean Clivers, I think, against Mexico. I don't even know. He has some Trabs. He's a big like Air Force dunk guy. So you'll see him in a lot of Air Force. I mean, sometimes occasionally you'll see him some ones. I think he just wore some ones this past game. I forget what they're called. They're the collab, the maroon ones. But yeah, he has some heat in his closet. He has some heat.
Is there a pair that you've seen him rock or that he's kind of brought out and you're like, whoa, like that's some big heat? Or are you ever like, to what Luis mentioned, like that competition, are you ever trying to show him up when you come to practice or anything like that?
No, I mean, it is funny. I mean, I just wear whatever I want to wear. And then he asks questions. Like I wore the Brazil Dunks one camp, and he was kind of, in awe a little bit of them. And I wore the Travelos one camp, and he was trying to buy them off my feet. And so, no, I mean, I wear what I want to wear, but it's always interesting to see what he comes out with. So, I mean, 2022, I'm expecting for him to come pretty hard. So we'll see what he brings.
Yeah. The world is going to be watching. So it'd be cool to see some heat in the World Cup. Transitioning back to the club level, obviously the end of the season didn't end how you wanted it to. But I still think it was a very successful campaign with the Rapids being the number 1 seed. Talk to us a little bit more about how you plan on building on the success of this past campaign and some of the learnings the team can take away heading into 2022. Yeah,
we definitely have a sour taste in our mouths. Obviously, coming off the regular season, getting first place, it was huge. It was a special year. It was a great group of guys, and obviously we came up short. A little disappointing, but I mean, lots to build on. I mean, this upcoming year is going to bring different challenges. We start off the season a little bit earlier. We have CONCACAF Champions League, beginning of February, mid-February. So preseason ramps up pretty quickly. And, obviously we want to achieve more than what we did last year. I mean, getting first place is great and get into the playoffs, but I mean, our ultimate goal is to lift the cup. And, it's going to take, this passage is going to take just as much of effort and concentration, But, it's going to need more, falling a little bit short. I mean, obviously we've grown a lot and we learned a lot. And, this year is going to bring different challenges, and we just have to be ready for it.
Kind of sticking on MLS, you're one of the very elite members of the homegrown, academy pipeline. And obviously in both the MLS's growth and soccer in general in the States, what's it been like to go from, academy product to, one of the most capped members on the squad now? What's that been like for you and for the growth of the game in general?
Yeah, just reflecting on it, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I signed my first pro contract at 16, and, I had big aspirations. One was just, making my debut and playing for my club and being a mainstay for my club. And then I had sights on playing for the national team, and just seeing myself and kind of just looking back over the years and all that I've achieved from, the highs and the lows. It's helped me grow and become the person that I am today and the player that I am. And, it's been special, and especially, sharing some moments with, my fellow academy members from FC Dallas is huge. And it just shows like how great our academy is. And also just seeing guys that kind of, took leaps beyond MLS and went overseas and been, playing the trade over there has been huge. And kind of seeing, all that they achieve, it's definitely inspiring, and it definitely goes to show how good our group is and where we want to be. And I mean, from my standpoint, I've always wanted to play in Europe. Obviously I'm getting a little bit older now. It's getting more and more challenging as I get older. But definitely something I want to achieve, something that I've always had sights on, making my debut, national team. And I think Europe is obviously the World Cup, and then Europe is another thing I want to check off the list.
There, not to, start any rumors, but any teams you'd like to, play for?
Any teams? Growing up, I was a big, Chelsea guy. That's before even Christian was there. But, I really like Chelsea. I'm not opposed to going anywhere, obviously. These comments always bite people back in the butt, right? You got guys saying, oh, they're, Arsenal fan and they go to Man United or Chelsea or whatever. But yeah, growing up, that as a team that I always supported. But going to any, big six league would be huge. Top four preferably, but we'll see how it goes.
No, that's awesome. Speaking of like Europe, do you have a chance to kind of catch all the Champions League games? I know during season it's probably a little difficult, but now, you've got a little bit of off time. Do you catch yourself kind of changing the channel, looking to see what's going on over there, and especially with a lot of your teammates over there too now, right?
Yeah, I definitely try to keep up. Whatever game's on, if they're playing, I'll try to tune in and try to root them on from here. And the guys have been doing really well. And so it's just special to see those guys, not only playing well for the national team, but playing well for their clubs and being big players for their clubs and contributing, week in and week out. So it's also just amazing just to see them and play in a high stakes and prestigious tournament as Champions League. And we had a winner last year with Christian, and so I'm hoping that another American can win this year.
So let's get to the fun stuff. Let's talk sneakers. So how did it start for you? Like, what's your origin story? How did it come about for you?
Yeah, I just think just my family just likes sneakers, and I just always admired someone with a fresh, clean pair of sneakers. And so whenever I got a new pair, I would wear them to sleep. That's how obsessed I was. Yeah, it was just, I can't even remember my first pair, but yeah, when someone just had like a crispy Air Force, or just like, even like Vans, like I don't discriminate. It doesn't have to be absolute heat, but I just like when it like complements someone's style. And I like people, expressing themselves with their sneakers. I think sneakers is a way to kind of show your personality without even saying anything. And it's just cool kind of just see people's personality with the different heat that they wear. So I just always appreciated that. And that's kind of what I do for myself. I'm always checking new releases to even old heat I can get my hands on. I just try to expand my closet as much as possible.
Yeah, we noticed on your gram, you're a pretty stylish dude. Like you'll pair something.
Appreciate that.
You'll pair something with a pair of Jordan 1s or, some Dunk Lows. But what's your, like, numbers wise? How many shoes you got in the collection?
How many shoes? Probably got hundreds, but I would say 200-300. Here in Colorado, I probably have, probably like 100, 200 here. And then I have some more in Dallas. But it's always growing. Like I just picked up some shoes the other day. Have you guys seen the Converse that just released, the Shays?
Yeah.
Alexander.
Yeah.
I just grabbed those. They just came in like yesterday. I already put them on the feet. I had to. You got to wear your shoes. I hate when people just buy shoes and just let them just sit there. You got to wear them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, if they're worth 10,000 or whatever, you got to throw them on.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're big proponents here at SoleSavy too of just wearing your sneakers, right? Because at the end of the day, they are just that. So you just kind of talked about how many sneakers were in your collection. I wanted to ask you about a specific sneaker. So I'm based out of Denver, Colorado here too, and I was kind of browsing the internet and I noticed you had a custom Air Force One designed by the Denver Nuggets. How did this come about? Did you know you were getting these, or was it a surprise when you pulled up to the game?
It was a surprise. So that's when I first got to Denver. I actually shot like the first shot before a Nuggets game. And I mean, they told me they had a surprise for me, but I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on, whatever. Maybe it's a jersey. And they actually given me a 1 of 2 pair of Nugget Air Forces. So me and Gary Harris have them. I think he might have auctioned them, but I couldn't auction them. I had to hold on. So I have them in the closet. I've worn them a couple of times, but I know they're kind of sitting in there. But yeah, they're hot. Yeah, they did a great job, and it was definitely it was crazy. It was crazy. That was so unexpected.
Yeah, I saw the pictures that they went straight to feet.
Which I love.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
What's the sneaker scene like? From Dallas to Denver, like. Are there kind of any staples you go to, or what's kind of the different flavors in the area?
Yeah, in Dallas, I did a lot of more online stuff. I mean, there's actually a lot more now, sneaker shops, than when I was there. In Colorado, I'm more familiar with because I've been here the last few years. So I mean, there's like Vices to Bait to All Access to Culture Street. Trying to think what else. Yeah, but I mean, I hit them all. I'm there all the time, just seeing what they kind of have, seeing their inventory, and see if I can, pick up any heat and ready to wear. So I probably go to one of the stores probably at least once every other week. I'm at one of the stores, see what they have. There's Impossible Kicks. I haven't bought from there. I think they just opened, but yeah, they have some nice stuff too.
Is there any pair that you're after right now? Like that you've been chasing for a couple years, or just one that you?
Not necessarily. Nah, nothing crazy. I mean, I see in the back behind you have some heat right there on display. Yeah. The same with Louise. I see like the cement 3s, a few of them up there. What else? Yeah. There's some one of those Chicago ones.
I wish, man. Brettos.
Brettos are hard to get to as well. I mean, for me, obviously with Virgil's passing, it was definitely sad news, but I've always wanted the Chicago ones, the off-white ones. Those are, obviously they go for crazy money. Maybe get a hold of some of the Dior ones, but other than that, there's nothing really like must-haves that I have right now. So.
Yeah, just, we're less than a year away from the World Cup. Obviously you talked about it, you got a few qualifying games left, but what are the expectations for, yourself and the national team heading into that final stretch?
Yeah, you just have to take it game by game. Each game has its own challenges and obstacles, and you can't look too far ahead because you got to look at the present, and you have to get through that to get there. And I know you guys probably seen how hard the games are. It's not easy. It's going to be a tough road, but I think as a team, we're ready for it. We're going to embrace the challenge and step up and get the job done. But like I said, game by game, first and foremost, the next window into January 2 home games, 1 away. With the final stretch of games, everyone's going to be gunning to get points. So it's going to be imperative, especially with the home games, that those are must-win games.
And then just one quick question, just speaking to the World Cup, I know it's kind of a little premature, but if, you do wind up making it, anything special you're going to pull out, or anything in the works from the brand perspective?
Like some shoes wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of releases they have this upcoming year. But if I'm, on the World Cup squad, I gotta come with some heat. I might have to reward myself with like some Dior's or something, or maybe some Air Mags or something crazy. Got to come out with some heat. I don't have anything in mind right now, but I would definitely reward myself.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that you and Berhalter don't pull up in the.
Yeah, I might have to bring out like the Frag highs or something, the Travs. I have the lows, but the highs are, those are hot, but it's hard. Resellers are killing me.
Required.
We know it. Don't we know it?
And then the bots are killing me too. So, I don't do any of that. I just try to network as much as possible and see who can hook me up and give me a pair and go from there. But it's tough. It's a tough world out there.
Yeah.
It's very competitive.
Sounds like we need to get you into the SoleSavy community and see if we can help you get a couple pairs.
That would be blessed. That would be blessed.
Yeah,
for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Kellyn. Any last words? Anything you want to kind of shout out or speak to?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. It's huge. I'm glad that, we finally got to nail a date down to kind of just chat sneakers. And now a couple questions for you guys. I know you guys are big sneaker guys, but any shoes that you guys, or your first shoe for starters, what was that? And then any shoes you have your eyes on, or if you're making a fit, what's the first pair you pull out? Compound question, but yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I guess I'll start. My first pair, I think for me, that's like always special, just because I bought it with my own money, was the Air Jordan 8 Aquas from, I think, 2015, 2016. Those were just sitting at the outlets. I just had like some money, and I'm like,
yeah.
All right, cool. And I still got them. I love those. But what I'm going to be wearing now, I don't know, man. I picked up those Cougar 11s, and they're just.
Ooh. Did you have to fight someone for them?
Nah.
I saw some videos of dudes in LA fighting over them. I'm like, man, this for some cool grays? Like, come on.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, I hit early on sneakers. I'm like, cool. I'll mail it in. I'm good.
There you go. It's one way to do it.
That's me right now.
Yeah, I think for me, my first pair of sneakers was the Jordan 4 Breads. I remember telling this story a bit ago too, but my parents actually got me a fake pair originally. So then once I finally grew up and, had money, I was like, all right, I need to make sure I always have one of these in my rotation. So that's probably my favorite sneaker. And the sneaker right now that I've been wearing a lot is probably the Pata Air Max ones, the blue colorway. Those, yeah. I think they killed the whole collab, right? All 4 of them are pretty hot, but that one right now I think is just.
Did they release the black ones yet?
They did, yeah, last week actually. I think last Friday, right? Or
I missed that drop. I missed it. Dang.
Yeah.
I saw the maroon ones. I didn't really care for the maroon ones. I have the first 2, but I wanted the black ones, but I guess I was sleeping on it. I totally missed it. So
yeah, those the early drops.
Yeah, they did. They did a great job with those. Yeah.
So Kellyn, you just kind of told us what you picked up recently. Curious to see what you have in rotation right now. I know you're between Dallas and Denver a lot. So any special sneakers, special boots that you kind of want to show off to us?
I brought a few.
Let's go.
I got these. They're like the old school. I don't even know. Total 90, but these are the Hyper Venoms. I haven't even worn them. They just been sitting in the box, just collecting dust. And then I got the Kith Paris Air Forces.
Those are fire.
Then I got the Frag Lows.
Jeez.
I got the Tom Sachs.
Sheesh.
And then Off-White UNCs. Just a few to show you guys. Yeah. But yeah, those are some heat that I just had to grab and show you.
That concludes another episode of the SoleSavy podcast. My name is Juan Hernandez. That is Luis Torres. Special thanks to Kellyn Acosta for joining us on this episode. If you're curious about SoleSavy or if you want to be a member, make sure to check us out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the latest and greatest. Until then, peace.